Set in 14th century France, this Ridley Scott masterpiece, involving the goodwill hunting duo Matt Damon and Ben Affleck, has flown a bit under the radar. The cinematography and storyline captivate with enough conviction to spike the viewer's thirst for intrigue, typical of a crime drama, but has sufficient period piece violence to separate it from a purely crime based drama. The way this film progresses, although a bit slow at times, really captivates the essence of justice and whether the pursuit of it is actually worth the societal pressures and dangers. The film is segmented into three acts or truths. Each truth presented with the point of view of each of the main characters, with slight differences in tone, dialogue, and portrayal of events, even among the same scenes. In these two scenes, for instance, a different person is shown saying, "Let there be no ill will between the servants of the king."
Carouge. Legree.
Fox, well done. Well done all.
Let there be no ill will among the servants of our king. His Majesty needs us all right now.
Here, here. Well spoken.
Carouge. Legree.
Fox, well done. Well done all. Let there be no ill will between servants of our king.
And similarly, in this scene, with Le Carouge's reaction to his wife's greeting,
Welcome home, my love.
there are plenty of examples of slight variations between the truths, and part of the fun in this film is detecting the subtle differences and how those changes influence your opinion as the viewer. All three truths surround the story of a crime committed against De Carouge's beautiful, eloquent, and apparently highly desirable wife, Lady Marguerite, played by Jodie Comer.
Such a beautiful wife.
From what I have heard, you have no trouble acquiring beautiful women.
And from what I have heard, we may have a great deal in common.
What could we possibly have in common?
Appreciation of one another's extraordinary good looks.
De Carouge, played by a heavily scarred Matt Damon, is a squire from a prominent family whose finances and estate are in ruins. Adding to this, his lord, Count Pierre, played by Ben Affleck, is not very fond of his rash and often poorly thought out actions in both court and in the battlefield.
Closer. Lord, I become your man. I swear I shall serve you for life.
He is stubborn.
Yes, stubborn, difficult, jealous, rash,
Yes.
dim-witted, irascible.
Yes, I know, my lord.
Stupid, does not exactly yield his rents on time.
But I count him as a friend.
He disobeyed me and let Limoges fall.
He believed he would succeed. His intentions were good.
He's no fucking fun. You mean you'd like to see more of his gloom? You're not.
On the other hand, De Carouge's friend Legree, played by Adam Driver, is an educated, charming, and eloquent servant to Pierre, and is well liked by almost all who meet him. This, in and of itself, invokes the first avenues to envy and stokes the fire of hatred.
I will read. The Book of Love. Rule number 24. Nouveau amor veterum compellit abire. Anyone? Squire.
A new love expels an old one.
Conflict between the two starts to come to head as Legree is given more favor than de Carouge, even as de Carouge risks his life on countless campaigns for the glory of his benefactor.
Be recognized.
To make things worse, Legree is given a parcel of land promised to de Carouge's as part of his wife's dowry. And to add further insult to injury, Legree is ascended to captain, an honor lastly held by de Carouge's father with the expectation to be inherited by de Carouge himself.
The one who holds a captaincy now, that is rightfully mine.
My friend, please.
No!
Let us talk in private.
No! I shall be heard! I do not accept this! My father, for 20 years, my father... I waited for 20 years!
There's not a nobleman in this hall who would speak ill of your father.
The final straw is the accusation that Legree, overcome by lust, commits an unspeakable crime against Lady Marguerite. And that is where the real essence of the plot unveils itself. The three acts depict both the crime committed against Lady Marguerite and the events leading up to it. Each act from the point of view of each of the main characters. It is really an ambitious way of presenting a period piece, but it is done with great execution. The story itself was based on the real events surrounding the last judicial duel held in France on December 1386, with the two main duelists being those featured in the film, and according to my research, the film stays pretty accurate to actual events, which were surprisingly very well documented for the time. There are a couple of elaborations, one of these being the fact that the film's title, The Last Duel, was not really considered the final duel in France's history. That honor was given to the duel between Guy Chabot and Farquhar de Vivienne on July 10th, 1547. But then again, if I'm talking in historical inaccuracies, please feel free to write so in the comments below. All in all, I believe this film is best for a Friday or Saturday evening with minimal distractions and enough time to really immerse yourself in the plot without feeling guilty or anxious about the length requirement. The film is long, but the breakdown of the acts makes it seem as if you have many intermissions, which can be used for discussion among viewers or just a simple break. As of the making of this video, the film is currently shown on HBO Max.